Hey, how's it going? This is your Daily Sweet Talk for April 28th, 2024. Which runs faster, hot or cold? Hot. Everyone can catch cold. Can you tell this is my second take? Um, there's a new Transformers movie coming out called Transformers 1. Like most franchise movies for a while, the poster was just the logo for the movie. And I thought this was going to be the next live action Transformers film, follow up to Rise of the Beast. I don't care about this franchise. This is just an example. Um, I saw it was the director of it. Their previous work is PIXAR stuff. I think one of their first things they directed was this little animatic short, George and AJ, I think it was called, for Up. And then they directed some sequel or something. I can't remember. Some Pixar sequel, Toy Story 4, I want to say. And then they're directing the new Transformers, and I'm like, I was not surprised. I was like, wow, again, but I was not surprised to see a Pixar director directing another live action film. But it's not. It is animated, so it makes more sense. It's not actually a good example of this, but it did get me thinking about it again, I guess. I see this often. I mean, it is sort of an example of this where a Pixar director will move on to another big studio gig, but this one at least makes sense because it is an animated movie. And it's not even one of those fancy Spider-Verse animated movies, really. It's more scaled back a bit, more compared to Spider-Verse, Mutant Mayhem, things like that. I think. But Brad Bird, animation director. Then they went on to do Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, Tomorrowland. There are other examples I should have prepared, but if you look, so this is the pipeline that I've laid out, in my head that I notice sometimes. You will have someone. The live action thing is just sometimes you'll have someone who makes a Pixar short at some time, maybe just an animatic DVD exclusive short like George and AJ, I think. Then like 10 to 15 years later, they'll get to direct their first Pixar feature. If it was a smaller short, like depending on what the short was, and when I say they'll get to direct, I mean the movie will finally come out. Obviously, Pixar movies are in development for a long time, so they probably, once the short was a success, maybe they started development shortly after, but it took years to come out. So then you'll notice, for instance, like, this is all speculation. The director of Luca, they directed one of the early Pixar short films, La Luna, I think it was called. That came out with like not Cars or Two. I want to say Up, maybe. I'm not sure. And then Luca came out just like 1 or 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe. But that's a big gap. And same with the director of Elemental. Their short was that Cloud short. That was also pretty early. That might have come out with Up. I don't know. So we'll start with those, and then the features will come out long after. Except with the case of the director of Turning Red, because their short was such a standout, I guess. Their production sort of got fast tracked after that. They were like, all right, here you go, a movie right away. And I think that worked out because the animation in that one is top notch for recent Pixar. And then sometimes they'll move on to these live action films, which I probably had more to say about, but I'm running out of time. But I don't know. Look into it. I guess interesting trend.